Oh, that little trollster Harmony Korine has a new movie. And will you be shocked to learn, it's a bit of a troll. Now, Aggro Drift has been making waves online because of its kind of aesthetics you see in stills, all shot in infrared. Harmony Korine has been doing interviews saying that he wanted to take the visual language beyond what cinema is known and to craft something new that reflects the new world dominated by things like video games and technology that those stodgy storytellers of today just can't get a handle on. Well, Aggro Drift, everything I'm going to say about the movie will make you want to see it if you have a particular aesthetic leaning. And I gotta say that, like, if somebody described this to me, pre me seeing it, I'd be like, this sounds like the greatest film ever. All shot in that infrared look, which, when the movie starts, you will either love or hate. It's also got a kind of rambling non-narrative where a hitman just wanders around, shooting people every now and then. There seems to be a story bubbling up about him wanting to kill the big boss, but it doesn't really matter in the end because scene after scene kind of folds into of itself and you just want to vibe with it. And I can understand people who are kind of blown away in some points, but watching the film, my kind of stance on it is, I wish there was more. Because once you get past that first 10 minutes, the booming soundtrack, the reboot-style visual effects that pop up here or there, we just got a monthly subscription to DALL-E AI image generator, and we're going to use it to our fullest potential kind of look that happened throughout the picture. There's just not that much more there. Like, once you get past that first 10 minutes, yeah, that's pretty much it. Which could be argued is kind of the aesthetic of something like Trash Humpers as well. But with Aggro Drift, it's just pushing it even further into just a different technology and a different storytelling method. Something that I realized about like halfway through is that if I didn't know the background of this movie, I could maybe assume it was a vanity project for the film star, who most famously to me was the villain in Bad Boys 2. He just kind of wandered through frame wearing a bunch of ill-fitting cool suits, like with skulls and stuff like that on it, mumbling about being an assassin, never really looking cool, but you could almost imagine that like the person that starred in the film thought, oh, but this is cool, without really understanding the forms of how this kind of storytelling should play out. Well, storytelling in the classic kind of assassin genre. I don't think Harmony Korine is failing here. I think he's making exactly the kind of low effort, just throw it up on screen kind of stuff. But it's still reminiscent of a lot of things that are out there, whether it be like YouTube poops or even something like the racer trash aesthetic. I think they go under a bunch of different names now. And that's basically the movie. Or as my friend Matthew Kumar said, it's like a racer trash movie if it was evil. Like, it's bad vibes, really. These kind of shifting colors of just mostly people walking through frame. Every now and then there'll be something that made me laugh out loud, like, for example, someone that is dubbed as if they just escaped from the Canadian film Things, or one character who is like the best badass assassin who has big devil wings every now and then, and who will suddenly stop and just like thrust in the air, which made me lean over and go, oh man, I don't know why they mapped this action to this key. I mean, does it feel like a video game? Well, you know what, it may be, if I was going to be very generous, feel like weird FMV cutscenes from a bad crime game that came out in 1993, shot by people who didn't really know what they were doing, and by probably people that just worked in the office taking on all the roles, which are all dubbed, except for Travis Scott, who clearly showed up for a day and they used every second of dialogue that they had with him. Again, I'm hearing myself talk here, and it sounds like the greatest thing ever. And I just want to emphasize, it looks cool, and it's really fun at first, but I just found there wasn't that much meat on the bone. Like, I wanted more wildness to be presented. I wanted, weird kind of beamed from another universe things happening on screen. I didn't need it to fit any kind of conventional structure or to have set pieces. I just wish there was more there. And so, I think it works as a mood, and if you buy into that mood, then, maybe this will be your favorite film of the year, and you'll write rapturous things online like, it's like drinking Mountain Dew while bungee jumping off the Sony Tower with a PSP lodged down your throat. But to me, yeah, it's an interesting experiment. It's fun that it exists, but it's a tough recommendation for me, just because, again, I just wish there was more there. But you know what, Harmony Korine, I feel like he made this movie thinking maybe the reaction would be a little bit negative, and every time I see him talking about it, he has a big smile on his face, being like, I can't believe I'm getting away with this, that there's like 1,000 people that showed up at the midnight screening that I saw it at. And you know, if you're gonna be a movie maker, and he's been able to do this his entire career, just keep going with it, because it's fun to know that it exists.